this don't get me banned, nothing will. Howdy, y'all. Enjoy some life from Texas. Three people in, holy cow. Huva Ilta, Boris. In case y'all don't know, this is a band from Texas.
I didn't ask him why. I will remember the long souls and storms rain. Now I watch the falling rain. Now I can see how you're. Well, I guess you took my youth and take it all away. Like the birth of a newfound joy, there's no one here to erase. And when she died, I couldn't cry. The pride was in my soul. You left me incomplete, all alone as the memory goes.
And I'm going to stop it there because I don't want to try and hit those high notes. And if you don't know who that was, that's Pantera. And Bill Alcemo was about to hit some really, really high notes. And, yeah. I need a few beers for that, and I don't really have the time to catch up right now. This might be a long show, and trying to save my vocal cords by not singing all of Cemetary Gates might be the only way I make it through. I don't know about the whereabouts of Chad. He might still be feeling sick with one of the many, many C words that we won't discuss. But I'm fairly certain that that C word that we're not discussing is not cigar. And yes, I'm about to show y'all a cigar with some age on it and how to tell that it's got some age. This is an Ilusión Gigantes. Now there's about 25 different ways that people have said Ilusión Gigantes. I'm saying it the way that I was taught to say it, and I might not be correct. Somebody wants to pronounce that correctly, you go right ahead. Somebody wants to tell me I'm wrong, you go right ahead. I don't care. I don't have to care. All I can tell you is a damn good cigar. you want a big gauge, this is a 60 ring gauge. Might be a 58. I believe it's a 60. 2 hands worth. Okay, 2 hands worth of a cigar. And at the local shop where I was yesterday with Steph and Skip. By the way, Steph and Skip, if y'all are watching while y'all are riding down the road, because I know you did not leave at midnight and you are out there somewhere. Y'all be safe. Please, dear God, be safe. I am looking forward to seeing y'all again sometime, and it better not be at your funeral. Just saying. But pretty big stick. Yeah, it's goodly sized. It is definitely goodly sized. But knowing that I would be portionately filling in for Chad today, or thinking that I might be portionately filling in for Chad today. Now, the plan is to take this to 6 o'clock. And I am not guaranteeing that anybody's going to be able to take over from me. If Chad wants his show on time, I'm going to be watching at 4 o'clock for about 4 o'clock my time, which is about an hour from now. For about 15 minutes, I'll be watching. And if he doesn't pick up, I will again watch at 5 o'clock for about 15 minutes. If he doesn't pick up there, I will then go to 6 o'clock, which will make my show 3 hours long. I do not have it in me to go all the way through to Chad's normal 3-hour show. So no, not a 4-hour show. And I'm going to be dealing with the guy that just pulled up across the street that wants to mow that lawn. Why he couldn't show up earlier in the day when my guy was over here mowing lawns and only took him about 30 minutes. I don't know. I will say that it stirred up a lot of pollen, so I'm suffering right now. I have oak pollen all over the place out here. And I'm going to tell you, yeah, I'm a little bit allergic. So if you see me wiping my nose, no, it's not me being gross. It's me trying to not slime all over the front of my mustache. Nobody wants to see that, especially not me, but oh good. Let's see. I can go to a Galveston vaccine appointment if I want one. And I'm going to show me again. Howdy, Ohio. Ohio, do you prefer Ohio, or is there a name that you would prefer I call you by? For anybody who's not following along, Ohio does a show on Sunday nights. Yeah, Boris, yeah, I would love to be able to tell y'all that I could do 4 hours. I'm struggling to get through 2 hours without just hashing back over stuff. 3 hours is stretching it. And 4 hours gets me in trouble with my mother-in-law because she wants me to go down to the Knights of Columbus fish fry for Lent. And being that my wife and my mother-in-law both have asthma, anything that revolves around going out of the house, I'm the guy stuck doing it. All right, Jeff, not a problem. I'm going to try and remember, and God help me, but I am bound to not remember. I'm lucky enough I was called my own name, all three of them, as many times as I was growing up. Because if it wasn't for that, I'd forget my own name. I am bringing out the big dog cutter for this. Now, it is technically a Connecticut. So it's going to be light. And I am not going to try and lie to you and say, oh yeah, this is just like the best of Connecticut's. But it is damn good. Real thin as far as the cap goes. You don't have to cut deep. Now, I'm going to explain what I meant earlier by showing you that this thing has age. You see how yellow that is? So regular cellophane, for the first solid 6 months on a Maduro, which is going to be the dark skinned, is going to be perfectly clear. Now, if you look over here, you'll see where it wasn't touching any tobacco, and that's because it was the part that was sealed shut. I opened it this way on purpose so I could show that to you. You see how that's nice and clear over here, but as you go this way, it turns yellow. That yellow is the oils that is slowly seeping back out of the leaf of the cigar. With it will come some of the sugars, but the sugars will tend to come to the surface and stop. Howdy, Mark. How you doing today? By the way, anybody who's looking, again, I'm going to show if I can do this. All right, Ilusión Gigantes. I'm going to tell you, it's a big, fat cigar. It's plenty long. It is something to enjoy and take some time with. And in case anybody's wondering why I played Cemetary Gates today, that's because the Marshall Tucker Band freaking banned my Thursday night video all the way across. Actually, it wasn't the Marshall Tucker Band. It was the Orchard Group, who I guess owns the catalog of music that is supplied by the Marshall Tucker Band. So, if you can't find yesterday's video from the live, that's because it got erased. I can see it on my videos, but I can't do nothing with it. I can't edit it. I can't do shit with it. So you know what? We're going to play some Texas music, and I'm going to see if I can't get banned for that. I'm not upset. But if I find a song in one of my favorite songs that doesn't get immediately revoked from being on YouTube, I'm probably going to keep it as a theme song and play the heck out of it. Having actually met the band Pantera in Waxahachie, which is in Texas, up near Dallas, which is where they're from. Having actually sat down at one point in time with a guy that became Dimebag Darrell, who's dead, and Vinny, also dead. Yes, both the Abbott brothers are dead, and that's half of Pantera. And at the time when I was sitting there with them, Phil Anselmo was there, so literally I sat with the whole band. If they ban me, then I guess I'm just going to have to deal with it. Oh yes, definitely I hooked up with the Canes, and these guys need to learn to put those little sound diffusers known as mufflers on their gardening equipment, because that is a leaf blower. That leaf blower sounds like it has a little bit more power than most people's Yamaha. But yes, I did hook up with the Canes. Yes, that was an absolutely fun. And actually, it was morning. They were leaving right at about noon to go back north from my area. I need my wife to come out here and give them the look. Well, he's got no muffler on it. I guess he wants everybody to know he's a blowhard. There's 2 of them. Maybe they'll be done in a minute. Luckily, this is going to be a 3-hour show. If they're still going for 3 hours, I'm going to be a dead man. Y'all are going to hate me. It does sound better than my first Suzuki. At 15, I had a GN 125. It was a little bitty bike. But it was mine, and I paid for it. From doing exactly what they're doing. Tailgating in the front yard. Yay! I chose the front yard today because I thought it was going to be less noisy. Yeah, that's what I get for thinking. My wife says I should revolve around not thinking. I obviously don't have the talent for it. Uh-oh. Somebody thinks I should be playing the music. It's Raining Men. I'm not going to say which person named Phil that was. I told him I thought he was hanging out too much with Bill and Hillary. So anyways, I'm going to light this. Maybe sometime in the next 10 minutes, that guy will be done blowing leaves to Antarctica from Houston. Well, it's the south side of Houston. It's not like he's going all the way to Mexico. We'll forgive you, Phil. Maybe. Sort of. Kind of. Probably. Yeah, alright. I'll forgive you. Hey, but anybody who doesn't catch this live, y'all gotta remember one simple thing. You might not be able to catch it at all. Damn copyright strikes. Erasing my whole video. So on the binary, the Marshall Tucker Band now gets a 0. Hey, you don't want to accept the free advertising of your music that I think is good music? There's the door. Actually, it's right back over there. Oh yeah, definitely no copyright to Texas music of this caliber. Y'all like that Cohiba lighter shaped like a Zippo with a 3-burner torch? Look, my yard guy was here earlier today, and I swear to God, his riding lawnmower did not sound that loud. So the Gigantes, nice, creamy, a little bit of pepper. Like a white pepper, not something that you're going to be, oh God, it's hot, but it's like a perfectly seasoned steak. It's going to have a little bit of pepper. Cody Jinks. Well, I'll have to give him a look. I'm going to find out who all will ban me and who all won't. I figured Pantera, being that half of the group is dead now, might have a little bit more of an issue with banning their music. Plus, I actually knew them. Yes, Texas is a mighty big place. But if you know people and they know people and suddenly these people put us all together, then you know people and more people, and I know people and more people, and eventually we know everybody. We tend to be a nice, fun, loving crowd. Oh, but wait. I'm not supposed to like Pantera because isn't Phil Anselmo some sort of racist or something like that? Wasn't that like in the news somewhere? You know what? It's not about him, it's about the music. I like music from a lot of people that I wouldn't spit on if they were on fire. I definitely wouldn't piss on them. It's not to say I don't like their music, it's just to say I don't like them as a person. I'm going to say this again just to really confuse people here. I didn't like Trump as a person. As a president, I liked him just fine. Quite honestly, I haven't liked any person that's been president in my lifetime as a person other than Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's actually a really nice person. If I lost that particular guy with the leaf blower in a quiet place somewhere, the problem is is his brand of judo. As in, you don't know about my gun, you don't know about my knife, you don't know about my family. I'm not going to say what specific nationality he might be, but I'm willing to bet that he speaks a lot more Spanish on a regular basis than I do. Luckily, he's only about 5 foot tall. I could probably just put the arm out there and hold him off. Pretty annoying, yeah. I don't hate democracy. I like it for what it is. But I can still say I honestly did not like any of the presidents that have been elected during my lifetime. Oh goody, he's got the push mower. At least it's got a muffler. Look at how much quieter that is. That's actually a bigger engine. I'm also going to tell you, these guys are going to screw up that old lady's lawn. And she won't listen to me when I told her. But this is the time of year, right around March, mid-March, you have your lawn people scalp the lawn. Scalp it low and collect all of it. There's no more leaves falling from the trees. The trees have already done that. They are starting to pollen out like crazy. These guys are mulching all of that right back into her lawn. Now, what I do know about lawn care maintenance is that that will basically turn into a sheet of plastic. The water will not get through it, and the roots of the grass will actually bake to a crisp in the Texas heat. She's from out of state. She knows better than me. Now, maybe up north y'all can mulch the hell out of your lawn day in, day out. Doesn't matter. It'll be fine. But you got to get all those leaves from the trees up out of your lawn. And you got to get that grass cut nice and short, which will let it have a good strong growth spurt right about now, so that it'll stay strong throughout the year, and it'll grow the roots down into the lawn, which will protect your lawn from washing out. Mark, I might. Of course, I'm going to want to make sure to look at a couple of really nice looking naked ladies first. That way it's blowing in the wind. Okay, Phil, I'll agree with you in your area. Well, I've seen the old lady that lives across the street, and there's no way I'm going to love her. Not walking naked across there that way, no. Oh, y'all might love to see that, but I am not going to ever do that. Besides that, while I might show off a tattoo or two, there's a few that I don't show. Mostly because I don't think there's any pictures of them anywhere ever. Leave it to Phil to make me chuckle. No, not a good choice. Never going to be a good choice. Not happening. So, first 30 minutes in. Haven't even smoked a half inch. Got a little bit of a cashews type flavor, but like roasted and salted, not just a regular straight cashew. And it's got a little bit of an earthiness that makes you question on whether this is actually a Connecticut or not. It is a Connecticut. Maybe I should turn on the super chat function and let y'all pay me to keep my clothes on. Be the only way I could make stripping affordable. Put it back on. Put it back on. Absolutely not, Bill. Absolutely not. I refuse to take money that I, A, do not feel that I actually earned. Later, Phil, you be careful out there. Everybody make sure y'all go over to Phil and sub him at some point in time. And remember, he's got no content. But he's an integral part of the YTPC. Oh no, they probably would run the mower again just to see how fast I could get arrested by the cops again. 2 blocks. 2 blocks to the police station. And the fire station. Which is why every time something goes on and you hear the police or the fire trucks, it's because I am so damn close. It's not that they're coming for me, it's that they're going somewhere. Good old Phil bails out at the 30-minute mark on a potentially 3.5, 4-hour show. I'm not going 3.5 hours. I'm not going 4 hours. It's not happening. Oh no, not around here. No, the cops hear about a naked man on this street, they're coming. And then when I turn to face them, they're going to tell me to drop the gun, and I can't. I'm not getting shot for y'all's entertainment today. It's not happening. Drop the rifle. I can't. Both hands are up. They say everything is bigger in Texas. I'm not going to disagree with them. Neither are any of my ex-girlfriends. My wife might, but that's just because she hates me being right. Because technically, as long as the sun is up, these guys are allowed to be mowing lawns. Of course, if I really, really wanted to get them to leave, I could just scream out La Migra. I'm not saying that they're illegal, but I know that that works. Okay, so this guy I made friends with back in the military, he did the same job I did. After getting out, he went to Chicago, and they were making apartment buildings. And he was some sort of supervisor. Now, I knew this guy knew zero Spanish. Period. Zero Spanish. And originally, when they first started, they were working 8-hour days. And everything was going well, but they got approved to work 10-hour days. Well, on an 8-hour day, a food truck would show up around 9:30-ish, and everybody would take a break, run over to the food truck, get, a taco or a water or something. And then they'd wolf it down or chug it down or whatever, and then they go back to work. Just a quick break. Happened every day. And then at lunchtime, they'd all run back down, and there'd be that same food truck. When they went to go to 10-hour days, my guy who was a supervisor, he got with the food truck guy and he says, "Hey, can y'all show back up about 2:30? Because we're going to be here till 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm going to be letting my guys have another break. So if you could show up around 2:30, 3 o'clock, that'd be great. You'll get more, we'll get more. It works out." And the guy says, "All right, well, that's fine." Well, nobody up in the job site knew that the food truck was coming. So, food truck shows up. Nobody's coming down. Supervisor asks the guy at the food truck, "How do you tell them break? I mean, I know lunch is lunche, how do I tell them break? So the guy on the food truck told him, you get on that radio and you tell them all La Migra. Make sure you say it nice and loud, just La Migra. So my friend did. And then he spent the rest of the day picking up tools all throughout the job site because everybody left. They all showed up the next day with a different form of Jose Rodriguez or Gonzalez or Jesus or whatever it was. My friend said people started scattering left, right, and sideways. They just disappeared. But he called me and he was like, hey man, what the hell? And I said, well, what you didn't do is you didn't tell them at lunch that 2:30, come on down, let's take another break. If you would have done that, everything would have been fine. They'd have passed the word. But what you told them was immigration. Suddenly he understood. Everybody on the job site was illegal alien, but they were okay with turning up a full job site worth of people to work. I don't have a problem with people showing up because they need a job and want to work. There's a lot of people out there that do. But it's his story, it's not mine. And I gotta tell you, it was a lot funnier to me when he was telling it, not when I'm telling it. Hello. Break, or are you done?
Break.
My wife is going to be working extra long today. She never takes a break in the afternoon unless she's working extra long. Oh no, Boris. This is Texas. They believe in firearms around here. They'd shoot. It'd be even worse if they shot with a taser. Because if they don't hit me just perfect, the fact that I was an electrician for several years, that just means I'm going to twitch on the ground if they hit me perfect. If they don't hit me perfect, I'm going to go, and then I'm going to kind of like go and start taking the little barbs out, and then they'll shoot me anyways. So now I've been electrocuted and shot. That's entertainment. Jose, hola amigos, ¿cómo estás? Ya. Muy bien, Jose, muy bien. El cigarro magnífico. Ilusiones gigantes. It is officially a truly multinational show now. We've got people in New York, Ohio, Texas, Chile, and Finland. Jose, it actually really is. Though, oh, and cheeseburgers here from Australia, even better. Now, I will tell you that this is not really the kind of a Connecticut cigar for a beginner. It is a little bit stronger than the average. Well, average Connecticut. So Jose, you were wanting to know how to say good afternoon or good evening in Finnish. And I'm going to tell you, I listened to Google say it to me about like 40 times before I could truly get it right. But the best I could come up with is Huva Ilta. And Boris says that's pretty close. So I'm good with that. It's close enough that I probably wouldn't get smacked in the head for being completely a dumbass if I was in Finland. I can't say much in Finnish, but I can at least say good afternoon. Oh, they're on to the backyard now. Thank God. You would have loved the leaf blower, baby. It was louder than my first motorcycle.
I know, I could hear you all the way inside.
Could you hear the leaf blower? My wife says she could hear the leaf blower inside too. And in case y'all are wondering, there is a green tea with citrus from my local store that's actually pretty decent. If you're just wanting something wet and refreshing. And now there's a propeller plane flying over somewhere, or a helicopter. The hits just keep coming.
Sounds like it. A helicopter at Ellington. Nope. Sounds like a biplane at Ellington.
Yeah, it's probably out of Ellington because it's not flying low enough or directly overhead enough to be going to the little local place right there 2 blocks from us. Got the name. What's that?
Poly Ranch.
Poly Ranch, that's right. No, Poly Ranch is over there. What's the airfield?
Airfield, right over here.
Yeah.
Is in Poly Ranch.
Oh, that is Poly Ranch?
Yeah,
okay.
They're thinking Cloverfield.
Well, Cloverfield's over in Pearland, but yeah. Howdy, Jim. How you doing? Jim, our Air Force veteran, of course, he probably would have been able to identify that particular plane if he had gotten here just a little earlier. Jose, I would say hello to Mrs. Hughes, but my mom is in Dallas, and that's a little far to yell. Well, yes, I do consider this woman who's sitting right over there to be my wife. One, she has a professional name that she has established through many years of work. So her taking my name would have been detrimental to her career. And two, we actually have to still get married at some point. Almost 15 years ago, we got engaged. You can't get divorced if you never really get married. What was it they said yesterday? Marriage is like a three-ring circus. Three-ring circus. Engagement ring, wedding ring, supper ring.
And now everybody understands.
No, I am not going to be changing my last name. That's not happening. No matter how much I love my wife, she knew that wasn't going to happen. She started laughing as soon as I said it. And my wife is going to refuse to get on camera, so we'll just stop that right there. Jose says hello from Chile.
Hola.
Hopefully you heard her say hola. Hello, Miss Voodoo. She does try to give me the evil eye every once in a while. Oh, she is an honest woman. You're saying make an honest woman out of her as if we have kids. We don't.
The world couldn't take that catastrophe.
I was pretty much only guaranteed one child, and he's already 26. Gonna be 27 this year. Good Lord. I'm old enough to be a grandpa, and I'm not one. At least not that I've been informed of yet. And I saw her not too very long ago. She didn't look like she was 8 months, so it's not possible yet. Tervisit Sumestra to Miss Voodoo, which is as close as I can come probably to whatever Boris just told me to say in Finnish. I'm going to look that up, Boris. You know I will.
It probably means sucker.
Jim, if I can hurry up and get this job that I basically was talking to the recruiter about yesterday, I might be able to put up enough cash between now and then that I might be able to get myself and the wife to the pipe show in Vegas. I'm not sure what she would do. She likes to shop. I could go broke. Woman's better shopper than most women I have ever met. Oh, and of course, Cheeseburger says, good day from Oz. She said, and you've been waved at from New York and God, parts all over They like her better than they like me. Damn it. Boris says that would be greetings from Finland. She said hello. She doesn't use howdy. She's a Yankee by birth. Y'all ever seen me say something about go green, go white, Michigan State, rah, rah, rah? That's because, well, and if you ever want to be mad about that, especially you, Jeff, look, I'm sorry.
What is he from Ohio State?
Well, he is listed on here as Ohio Piper.
Oh God, my condolences.
That might almost bring her on the camera. Sure be a shame if the camera accidentally moved to the side. Sure would be a shame after she broke it. And then I couldn't finish this live. And then she would make me pay for it. Maybe all of it in cash, but most of it would come square out of my posterior side. And I'm not willing to give up that kind of a payment. Yes, I did tell her that we are invited to harvest blueberries in Chile. And she said, ooh, that sounds like fun. In fact, there's a volcano off to one side that's normally smoking a little bit. And from what Jose has shown us, it is a beautiful set of countryside. And I'm going to tell you right now, she likes blueberries about as much as I do. Not quite, but pretty close. Bye, babe.
Bye.
Have a good day for the rest of your day. There, the camera accidentally moved to the side. Oh, I'm not wasting the cigar. Moved too late? No, I moved exactly on time, Jeff. Exactly on time. Now, Jim, I'm going to tell you right now, if the Raiders are playing in November, right there at the same time, in Vegas, it might be hard for me to not make it. It might be extremely hard for me to not make it. But I mean, hey, I've been repping my team for forever. Anybody who's watched... No, she's actually from Michigan. And not a fan of any sports. Yes, I said that accurately. She is not a fan of any sports. In fact, she's often enough said that she is a sports widow. Just as a curiosity, did everybody notice that Larry Blackett now has a YouTube channel? And we should probably sub him all at some point. Now, to find Yardism's channel and keep an eye on it for the next little bit. He has not actually put up a anything that says he is going to do a live today. But if he comes on, we're going to do what we normally do and jump over onto his channel. If not, like I said, I'm going to check back in about an hour. And yes, I do know that in Ohio, Michigan is a bad word. Just like in Michigan, Ohio is a bad word. We get somewhat the similar situation here in Texas with Oklahoma. There's a good portion of people from Oklahoma that hate Texas, and there's a good portion of people in Texas that hate Oklahoma, and I don't see what the big deal is. Now, Jim, I know for a fact that if he's suffering, he doesn't need to be trying to run a show. He needs to get well. And he said, I volunteered to do at least the first 2 hours. If one of y'all would like to do the last hour of Chad's show, please. My mother-in-law is going to be wanting me to go get fish from the fish fry. And I need to be early enough that I don't get completely blocked by a bunch of people being there in front of me. Mark, I love it. Y'all can pick on me all you want. I can handle it. I grew up with people picking on me. They didn't do it well. They didn't do it for long. All right, Jeff, you take care, and we will see you again. Good question, Boris. Can you pick any of the wild berries in any forest, or do you have to own a farm? Just remember, pick your own dingleberries. I said it. Yeah, I said it. Blueberries are not a native plant to Chile. All right. I don't think they're native to Texas either, but we've got a few places around that you can pick a ton of blueberries when they're in season. I think strawberries grow just about anywhere. Just about. So what we smoking today? Now that we're on Chad's time, I guess we can do a bowl call. And no, I'm not seeing anything specific from Hey, guess who powered back up the leaf blower? All right. Hopefully they'll be done very soon. Bye, cheeseburger. You take care. Orion's Arrow in a 673. Nice. Oh wait, sorry, I've got to be Chad for a second. I don't have the beard for it. Unfortunately, they're not my neighbor. At one point in time, I did have a vegan or vegetarian group move in next door. Come on, dude, finish up. Don't slow boat that loud motherfucker. Blow the leaves and get done. Oh no, the vegan vegetarian group without me knowing that they were vegan or vegetarian, I saw their big moving truck pull up. So I went and got a brisket and I grilled it. Well, smoked it. It was a big brisket. So I had that smoker rolling for 18 hours. When I was done, I took a big old plate of brisket over to them. When they explained that they were vegan, vegetarian, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. If you'd like, I'll make sure that we do vegetables next time. Of course I thought about it, Mark. Of course I thought about it. I was in the Army. I'm not ashamed of this. The way it is. So anyways, I took the brisket back home, ate it. A couple weeks later, I did this wonderful setup of all vegetables. And they complained because it was cooked on the same surface that had been used to kill cow. Okay, fine. let's not be nice anymore. Yeah, the lawn guy's at it again. Howdy, Cliff. Luckily, I think they're going to be done pretty soon. They better damn well be done pretty soon. Uh-oh. Mark from TPI has uploaded a 22-minute, 10-second video. #1 true cigar review. I'm going to have to watch that later at some point. They're inside, and I've got a cigar going, so there's no real way that I'm going to go inside, because I'm going to smoke this cigar. They better be done before the cigar's done. All I'm saying about it. I'm not going to hurt anybody, so anybody goes out there looking for later, no, I didn't do anything to them. I sat here and calmly smoked my cigar. They will be gone well before I get done. So about a month after the vegan people moved in, I decided I'd do another brisket because it was right at 4th of July. So there I was, I loaded up the brisket, and they called the police. And the police came over. And I had my grill moved as far away from their location as possible. But if you know anything about smoking a brisket, that smoke goes everywhere. I can't control the way the wind blows. Yeah, Cliff, that was a little bit of my statement too. So then, sure enough, they called the police because I was smoking another brisket. And they thought that there was something that could be done. So the police got there. Now, yeah, I started it at about midnight because I wanted it ready for the next day. I didn't want to wait until... I mean, if I started it at 6 in the morning, I'd have to wait until the next day after it was done cooked. So no, I started the brisket at midnight, cooked that bad boy all through the night. And when the police showed up, you know, they came right on into the backyard looking for the smoke. Hey, we were reported that there was a disturbance. And I said, man, the only disturbance is I'm cooking a brisket. Then I looked at the police and I said, and because this is a really small town and this is a really big brisket, everybody who's on shift in about 12 hours, y'all come on back through. I'll get you a plate of brisket. Sure enough, about 12 hours, I saw police car after police car lining up in front of my house. And I knew that the vegans or vegetarians or whatever they were like all excited, like, this guy's getting arrested. And then they saw me dishing plates out to these guys, and they were driving away like, honk, honk. They lasted exactly 3 months from the day they moved in, because I cooked a brisket every month. Every time I cooked a brisket, the cops would line right up in front, and I'd take them out a plate. I'm going to tell you right now, there is no way in hell the cops in a small town are going to arrest a guy for smoking a brisket when they know they're going to get some too. Boris, I thought it was pretty difficult for a vegan to live in barbecue country, but they thought that it was a good idea. I will say, here where I live right here, there's an Indian, dot, not the feathers, and I'm not using that as a racial term, dot or feathers. I'm using it to identify a specific Indian, and they are vegetarian, and they don't mind me cooking a brisket, but I do make sure to take the smoker as far away from their house as I can. I don't set out to be obnoxious. I could have taken that smoker right up to the fence line and set it up so that it would blow right up into their house. But I didn't have to do that. Like I said, anybody who's ever smoked a brisket knows that smoke's going everywhere. The whole neighborhood smells like brisket when I'm done. And I'm pretty certain that people gain 3 pounds just on inhalation. Ribs is the same way. But ribs you can be done in about 4.5 hours. Brisket, like I said, you're going to be having that fire going for 1 hour per pound. So you get a 25-pound brisket, you're out there for 25 hours. And does it smell just so wonderful? It's the only thing I smoke that I enjoy the smell of more than pipes and cigars. Sue me. I've got a good recipe. And yes, I am having a little bit of an allergy issue. Yes, the oak trees are dropping pollen left, right, and sideways, and that's killing me, but I'm here for y'all. Boris, I agree with you. There are actually very few vegans from India. They eat a wide range of vegetables, and they tend to be fairly tolerant people of other people's dietary wants. Sure, they're not going to consume anything that I want, but I know that if I'm grilling certain vegetables, I can take them over a plate of grilled vegetables and they'll gladly accept them and eat them. They're not going to just scrape them off into the trash and treat me like I'm garbage. Yay, lawn guys are done. Mostly, I think. Give them a few minutes to start up another machine. I'm sure it has no muffler either. We'll have to ask Jim, are there any aircraft that are noisier than that damn leaf blower? I know the A-10 is quieter. Yes, they do use dairy products. They use cheeses and yogurts, and they do make bread, various types of bread, and a lot of those use dairy of some sort. So while it's vegetarian, I mean, I guess they still use animal products of some sort, but they don't eat meat. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with people of all, shoot, I've actually got a couple of vegan friends. I've eaten with them. Howdy, Everett. Hey, we just hit Canada. All right. One more nation on that check mark. For anybody who's watching, this is an Illusion Gigantes. There it is. Honestly, Jose, I'm smart enough to never ask until after I've tried it. But I grew up with a dad who was in the Navy, and he taught me with a strap to my backside if I didn't listen. And one of those things that he taught me was, if you're going to eat with somebody else, try it. Try a small little bit of it. If you like it, put a little more on there. If you don't like it, be like, oh, hey, that was fun. It's not really to my taste buds, but we'll try it again some other time, right? In other words, don't hurt their feelings. This is something they like. Just because you like something doesn't mean they're going to like something. Just like cigars, just like pipe tobacco. If everybody had the same exact taste buds, everybody would smoke Alec Bradley Black Markets, and everybody would smoke Sutliff Voodoo Queen. Or we could point the finger at Mike from Briar Blues and say everybody would smoke Padrones and everybody would smoke Escudo. Mark, take care. Great having you in today, as always. Be safe, be well, and hopefully we will see you again soon. Oh no, there is no way in hell everyone would smoke Haunted Bookshop, because I really am not a fan of Haunted Bookshop. That's why I can only look like Chad. It's not dark enough yet. Sorry. And I don't have the beard, as I pointed out earlier. And Chad doesn't know enough about cigars to say what he really likes in cigars. And that's according to Chad. He says he's tried a few cigars and he likes them. But when I asked him a little farther about what he liked in which cigars, he named off 3 different cigars that are so completely flavor lost one to the other, that it's like, okay, so you liked them, but you wouldn't have an exact preference. Well, I am here, gentlemen. So, Cliff, I am here. And knowing that Chad is suffering from the C word, one of the many C words, I'm not sure which, and seeing as how Chad does not appear to be live at present, and it is 5:20. No, it's not 5:20. It's 4:20. Hey, it's 4:20. Time to smoke. Yes, I am doing most of Chad's show. I am going to need somebody to try and fill in for the last hour of that show, as I'm not certain that I can truly fill in for a full 4 hours, because I did my tailgate also, just in case Chad decided that he was well enough to come on. Everett, I believe that is the case, that Chad has the COVID. Co-video killed the YouTube star. No, it hasn't yet. At least not that we know of. But yes, I am filling in for Chad as much as I can. That last hour is going to be up to somebody else. Not because I am trying to tell y'all that I absolutely can't do it, but about the same time that my mother-in-law decides she wants me to go get the fish fry from the Knights of Columbus group, I'm going to have to pretty much pack it in. And she'll be wanting me to do that right around 6 o'clock. Lord knows, if you've got a good way to keep your mother-in-law happy, you need to share the hell out of that secret. I haven't found one yet. Well, the only other YouTube star that I know that has had COVID specifically is Cliff Higgins. So if he's saying pray for him, yes, y'all pray for him. I'm going to reserve praying for people, because it tends to be that when I pray for people, yeah, they get better, and then something much worse happens. And I don't wish that on anybody, so I gave up on prayer. Not because I'm against prayer, but I'm against the consequences. Oh, Timber Drifter did too. Okay. Yes, Boris, I do hope that. I mean, I can have those hopes out there. Such as, okay, so one time a friend of mine was like, look, pray for my mom. She really needs to get this job. So, you know, I prayed. His mom got the job. And then one morning on the way to the job, she got hit by a drunk driver. Died. Had she not gotten the job, she'd have lived right through it. So, and that's just one example of several different times. So, you kind of get that feeling where maybe I'm just not supposed to be praying for people. Consequences are worse than the... You can hope like hell you get it, and then the consequences show up. It's just like, nah, not worth it. So old Pops had it and old Berg too. Well, got a whole list of people that had corona then. And either I'm too mean to get corona, or I had it so early on that nobody even knew to even test me for it. Last year, for about 5 days, I was sick. Of course, I have psoriasis, which means I have an overactive immune system. So if I did have corona, it took it out way early. I got flaky skin, but I'm immune to most diseases because my immune system kicks its butt. Yay. And I never catch the common cold and the flu, just like, whatever. But I still have those damn flaky patches that really sucks. Especially when you get like one right there in your mustache or beard and you're like, chunk of skin. Yeah. Oh, so much fun. So, did everybody notice that Steph and Skip are traveling? And they definitely are probably still traveling at this present point in time. Unless they left at midnight. And if they left at midnight, they are probably just now getting home. So, just another thing to pray for if you're putting prayers in is that Steph and Skip make it home alive. They're with Duncan. Maybe they're with the whole family. I only met Steph and Skip. I did not meet the whole family. No, the whole family did not show up to smoke cigars in a little shop with a gigantic humidor. And if you haven't seen the video on Steph's channel where we were all there, all three of us together, she did show off the humidor. She walked pretty fast across it. And even the video, which shows it to be a huge humidor, doesn't really do it justice because she didn't walk up and down every aisle. She could have. One of these days I will. But you will see my buddy Dave, and he taught me all I'll ever need to know about coffee, which is a lot more than what I actually knew beforehand. Before Dave taught me about coffee, all I knew was anything is better than MRE coffee. Trust me, if that's all you know about coffee, you still know enough to know that anything is better than MRE coffee. Ugh. You don't believe me? I'm betting Jim could verify that my information is correct. Okay, nobody's typed anything for a while. Did this freeze up? Oh, there we go. Steph and Skip. Oh my God. Did y'all actually leave at midnight, or y'all are still driving? Okay. Well, be safe out there. know that we are still thinking about you. Hi Skip. Hi Duncan. Is the rest of the family there, Steph? Again, y'all be safe. It's still a long way to El Paso from where y'all started, I'm sure. Like I said, if y'all didn't leave at midnight, y'all are still driving. 6 a.m. Oh, God. That means y'all are not getting in until dark. Race the sun, woman. Race the sun. Y'all must be up in the mountains somewhere. Heck, from where you're at, I'm surprised y'all are getting Oh, okay, y'all left Duncan in the woodlands. Okay. So from where y'all left to where y'all should be about now, I'm surprised y'all are getting any kind of reception. Little fast? Don't lie to me, Steph. That just means y'all tucked in with some of them 18-wheelers that are going about 100 miles an hour and y'all just cruised right along. Of course, you're in a Dodge. Just remember, start watching for cops here in about another 5 minutes or so. They start lining up right there on the outside of El Paso. Howdy, TX. So going at legal speeds, yes, y'all are still another good 2.5 hours out of El Paso. But speed limit gets a little kind of wonky out there in the middle of nowhere, where they basically say, hey, look, if something bad happens to you, you're screwed because we ain't patrolling. And yes, there are sections of Texas that quite literally, if you know where you're at, you know they ain't patrolling because there ain't nothing out there. Doing well, but I think Chad is still feeling extremely under the weather. So I'll be filling in for him until the wife lets me know I'm supposed to go get fish.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Of which she said, oh, I forgot about that. Steph, I'm so filling in for Chad right now that I'm trying to break in the workhorse. Now, I will tell you, everybody who wants to listen to me for a second, this one simple statement. If you ever get the chance to go hang out with Steph and Skip, I would highly recommend it. It was thoroughly enjoyable. Could not have been a better set of time spent in my life at that present point in time. So, yeah. Hated to see him go, but I realized, yeah, Steph was Steph was needing to get back home. She really wanted to be back with her babies. Right, brain dead. But there you were asking all the good questions and keeping the conversation going. Don't lie to me. Time to start sliding the band down off the cigar. Again, if anybody's looking, it's the Ilusión Gigantes. Yeah, it's not going to show up now. Now that I've taken it off the cigar, it's not going to show up. Showed up 3 or 4 good times during the smoke. So, Steph, are y'all going to have good signal all the way into El Paso from where you're at, or is it still going to be a little spotty? Cliff's first bowl ever of amphora. But, Cliff, will your wife be digging it? Or will she just be digging something else for you? 3 foot wide, 6 foot long, 6 foot deep. We know. We know. Uh-oh. Cliff's battery is about to die. It's like that certain game, what was that? Golden Axe or something like that? Way back in the day. Used to drop quarters into that machine on a regular basis. Take care, Cliff. Hopefully we'll see you over on Martin's show. I'd say we'd see you on Chad's, but of course he's dealing with the co-video. So, Steph, the question is, did you smoke any of those other cigars on the way? Or during, or last night? She got some cute little bitty acids. They're about the size of a cigarette. They will be sweet and floral. Well, I would say yes, I would get to watch people over on Cane Rod's show, but normally I'm consuming dinner during Cane Rod's show, so it's a little difficult for me to go from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night without eating. Uh-oh, the pit bull tried to eat the bourbon backy. Smells good though, doesn't it? Smells like bourbon. It tastes decent, but it has to dry something fierce, which is the reason why it was sitting in that can, so that I could get it to dry out as much as possible. Boris, if you just wanted to sit in a freezer, all you had to do is walk outside, brother. It is definitely warming up around Texas. Last week, we actually had some pretty close to 80-degree days here in the Houston area. I think 79 it actually got to. It's only 63 today, which is why I've got the jacket. Now it's unzipped, but it keeps the wind off the arms. It's also a little bit warmer than I would like for it to be right now wearing this, but as night continues to progress, it could cool off down to the high 40s, and that's just a little bit cool for t-shirt. I know, Boris. We definitely know you're out on the balcony. Oh, my cat's wanting out. Just a second. Come on, furball. My big fat cat named Trump, he scratches at the door. And if you don't hurry up and let him out, he'll find some place in the house to pee. And he knows I'm out here because he can smell the cigar. But he's the one that keeps the rats completely off of the property. I know because I found a few dead rats. Good sized ones too. There's a creek not but 2 blocks, not towards the police station, but away from the police station. Rats come along fences or whatever, and they'll find some place, they'll make a little nest. Not in my backyard, they don't. No, 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 no. Sure, Jose, thanks for showing up. And I'm probably still going to be here for at least another hour. And if anybody can name the car that just drove by, y'all go ahead, but I'm going to tell you it was pretty. I can give you a year. Double nickel. Black, chrome, fins, ultra shiny paint job, chrome hubs. Actually, those weren't hubs. Those were actually, nope, not a Mustang. Not in 55. $65, maybe. That would have been a 55 Bel Air. Or Chevy of some sort that is a 55. More steel in the bumper of that car than is probably in most Ford trucks these days. Thank you, aluminum. Stupidest thing Ford ever did. Aluminum truck. Let's make it freaking 700 pounds lighter than it was the year before, and we're going to do that all for gas mileage. But we're going to make it less capable as a truck. But it's still got all the bad parts of a truck. Can it cross high water? Yeah, but not as high as it could when it was 700 pounds heavier. If something's rolling around in the bed, will it still be okay? Well, maybe not. 35 minutes till Steph gets to strip down naked and run into the shower. Go ahead, Skip. You can laugh about that one. I have yet to meet any woman that does not get done with a trip of that many hours in a car and immediately think, I want a shower. Uh-oh, nope, she's going to unpack first, then hug kiddos. I'm wrong, it's fine. I'm wrong often. And while I'm wrong often, I'm not Ron Burgundy. So no, I will not just read whatever comes across the screen on the teleprompter. Ordered a whole pound of H.H. Bold, Kentucky. Well, I am willing to say that that will be much more enjoyable than another certain blend that I know that you ordered at one point in time. I did not. I missed it. I tried to order it when it was supposed to be out, and then I was told that it wasn't going to be out for another week. But I was already going to be ordering so that I could have for the next week. So I ordered Sutliff Bourbon. Oh, you didn't order Captain Blackberry. Howdy, Dill. Great to see you. Now again, if anybody's looking for Chad, Chad is not going to be on this week. And we are keeping him in our thoughts and prayers, as is your choice. So we can now put the check mark on the England. There we go. Appreciate that. I love the fact that the YTPC is a multinational organization of people of like mind, or of like mind enough that we can literally just talk about anything, and nobody seems to get really super upset or offended about whatever we're talking about. You just about can't have that kind of group anywhere. What did you miss? I'm smoking a Illusion Gigantes. Cliff had to go because his battery was dying. Mark and Phil, both from New York, were here. They are gone now. Steph and Skip, who spent most of this week in Houston, are almost back in El Paso. And I will be with y'all for at least another hour as I fill in for Chad as best I can. Though I can't do his whole show, I'm doing what I can. Well, Steph, it is true that every once in a while you get some people in that just want to be so contrary that you basically got to start treating them like kids, and it's either spank their butts or put them in detention. After enough days in detention, they will probably quit being the bad seeds, or they will just quit coming back around. Chad supposedly is okay, but he is not great. Let's just leave it at that. Most of the HH blends I've found to be quite tasty. See, did we catch Dell back up on everything that he missed? I think so. Definitely agree with Steph. Hopefully sooner than later. He is a very large part of the YTPC. Running a 3-hour show, and I'm going to attest to this. Difficult at best. Well, it appears that Chad has the COVID. And I guess this is day 10 now that Chad has been without anything to smoke, which is... I mean, just imagine it. Saying, no, I'm not going to smoke anything for the next 10 days. Well, Boris, when you get to that point where you're just really wanting to be rid of all your Latakia blends, let me know and I will gladly take them from you. You just send them to me. Didn't say I'm paying for them, just send them to me. Actually, there are plenty of people out there that would throw money at you, so you let the YTPC know that you're getting rid of your Latakia blends, and the word would spread. There will be people beating on your digital doorstep saying, take my money. You're at 992. Woo, y'all have been flying. Let's see. Maps. Let's plot where Steph and Skip are. Fort Bliss. Yes. So then y'all are past the Border Patrol inspection station. Making good time, Skip. Keep going, you're almost home. Well, probably because I live in Texas, in the warm section of Texas, my appetite for Latakia stays around permanently. Never goes away. Oh, believe me, Steph, I know. You don't have to worry about the Border Patrol station on the way down to McAllen or to Brownsville. You only have to worry about it on the way back. Been through both of them many a time. Billy Budd, that is one that I've always been thinking about trying and just haven't pulled the trigger on. Maybe the next order. Of course, if I get the job that I'm wanting, I won't be able to smoke in the company car. So I'm going to be stuck with those velo type things, and it's all right. Well, Steph, I'm going to tell you, I have some fire dance that is opened, and it's tasty. Not sure what I did so right to be gifted such a royal gift, but I'm pretty sure it came from the Prince of Perique, which of course makes it a royal gift. Oh yeah, but I while not being a fan of aromatics, I do appreciate them for what they are. And I think most of my problem with aromatics, for me, is that so many of them are so light that as soon as I'm done with one bowl, I'm like, I gotta repack this bowl because there's not enough nicotine in it for my personal preference. Now again, I am a fan of Perique. One of my interestingly favorite blends, and I came up with this one on my own at a place that I would have loved to have met Steph and Skip at, which is in downtown Houston, called the Briar Shop. From Dan's Tobacco, there's Devil's Holiday, which is an aromatic. Berries and stuff. Just pretty tasty. But I had them blend it equal parts with Latakia, Perique, and Devil's Holiday. And I loved it. And they were looking at me like I was crazy when I was like, yeah, I want equal parts of Latakia and Perique with Devil's Holiday. And then I smoked it and was loving it, and they were just like, how? Well, the how is because it was good. The only problem with going to the briar shop at present point in time is that I do not know if A, they are open, B, you would be able to actually sit in there, and C, if they would accept people hanging out and doing a video with no masks on, which might make it for a really rough meeting. And I promise, like I said, next time we are going to go way over there onto your side of town, one way or the other. And, well, if I can get that job, next time might be right in your own backyard. On your balcony, in fact. Unless, of course, Steph gets a high school teaching job back in Houston, and then they're moving back to Houston anyways. Prayers either way, Steph. Everett, it will happen probably sooner or later. Seems like the YTPC has got some real long traveling folks. While you might not be able to meet everyone, once this COVID thing dies off enough that people can travel again, it's probably going to happen. The thin skin on this particular cigar is starting to shred, so I'm going to be done with it. Bye, cigar! Oh yes, the wind farm blades. Yeah, they're about 10 stories tall. Dell, it is possible that it is never going away totally, fully, but either everybody is going to be forced to have the vaccine, or it will go away from natural selection and the 99.9% survivability ratio will finally come into play on that. No, not everybody is going to want to have COVID. Part of my issue is that I'm dealing with a wife and a mother-in-law that both have asthma, so they are in the higher percentage range of needing to be separate, because I am not willing to lose either one of them just because I want to go and do stuff. Of course, it's getting to the point where I need to get a job, and if that job means I've got to travel and then isolate myself, well, I might be sleeping in a tent in the backyard, but I'll figure it out. $120 feet long? Yeah, that's about right. 10 stories. Tall as a 10-story building. And the trucks that they use to move them down the road are special made just for that purpose. And I'm about to have some Pitbull approved tobacco. Oh yeah, the entire windmills are crazy tall. You can also see them all over Texas. And I do mean all over. Damn cat. Scratch at the door a little harder. Come on. There you go. Wasn't for me, that cat would be permanently outside. Hey, it's the Finish Up Strong hour. So it's time to go to the Chad special. Just to let Chad know we're thinking of him. Anybody can tell you this ain't actually his pipe. But it's a twice smoked bent version. With Sutliff bourbon. So one of the craziest things about those windmills, the grease for lubrication for those windmills is only changed once a year. It is only produced by ExxonMobil, and it is the most expensive item that ExxonMobil actually makes. Yay, Steph and Skip are home. Glad that y'all made it. Thank God y'all are safe. Hugs to the kids from us. Get something to eat. Get yourself a shower. Yes, this is one you gave me. I'm only going to smoke the bent one till it's broken in, and then I will start breaking in the other one, the straight one. So don't ask me any music questions because I don't know, and Chad does, and he's not here. But yay, Steph and Skip are home. Well, have a good evening. rest up. We'll see. Hopefully you can make a quick cameo on Kitty Max Boone's show. Oh, by the way, Kitty Max Boone. And let me type that in for all of y'all who are not aware. That is KITTYMAXBOON. Kitty Max Boone is filling in for Steph and Skip Kane on Saturday. That's her channel name right there in the comments. I'm sure it'll be a great show. I'm going to be trying to tailgate in front of the Kitty Max Boone filling in for Steph and Skip show. So if y'all are, if you got the bell notify when I'm on, I'm going to be on. And then whether it's Steph and Skip coming on, or if it's Kitty coming on, just like any other tailgate, I'm going to hop off as soon as she starts her show. Either way, it's going to be a she, so I'm safe by saying that. And then, Situation Normal, it's her show. So the Sutliff Bourbon, I'm going to tell you right now, the 10 note is phenomenal. It smells like a freshly opened bottle of bourbon. Truly, they nailed it, that portion. But it is an extremely damp blend when it gets to you. My suggestion is you get yourself a tin of something, you fill that tin with a small portion, and you let it dry across several days. Otherwise, it's going to take you forever for it to fully reach smokable levels. But it's tasty. Medium in strength. Not quite so strong that you're going to be, oh my God, this is haunted bookshop worthy. But it's also got a little tickle. But it tastes like you're smoking a cigar with a glass of bourbon, minus the cigar leaf. Well, a haunted bookshop will make your knees buckle if you ain't careful. And other than Chad, I don't know of anybody who loads one bowl, smokes it, finishes it, loads another bowl, smokes it, finishes it, and then loads another bowl, smokes it, and finishes it. and is just fine. Yay, Jim's back. The entertainment can continue. Jim, did you see that Steph and Skip joined in on us? Well, Everett, the question comes out to, how big are the bowls? But Jim, they already left again. So while you were dawdling, they were here. You could have said hi, but no, you had to be off. Can you just pick a side of the door you want to be on, Cat? Medium to large bowls. Well, that's a pretty good amount. 9 bowls of Haunted Bookshop. Realistically, I don't mind Haunted Bookshop. But the Burley portion is what gets to me. Whatever it is about Burley, it gives me the hiccups. Perique, on the other hand, I can smoke straight Perique. Be like, it's fine. Old Joe Krantz I've had. Big and Burley I've had. Again, the Burley gives me the hiccups. I'm just like, well... Boris, you are correct. He always wants to pick the other side of the door. Got to be something going on. Right now, he's looking for birds to land in the yard because for a month they've been flocking to my front yard. Or he's looking for some squirrels to chase. He loves to chase squirrels. But out here in the front yard, he's not going to find any rats, so... No, Everett, let's not say that I'm a better man. Let's just say that my preference for flavor is different than yours. I know a lot of people that smoke straight Perique. One of them's a woman. Something tells me she is not more of a man than you are. And I will tell you, I loved Shanae's cake, which is a very heavy on the Perique level. And Mike's puck that he had, I'm going to tell you, the Perique level in that is pretty high. I would smoke that. Now, flavor-wise, I prefer English. I mean, 965 is probably my favorite, period. But just about any English, I'm all over it. I'm gonna have to try some of that Picayune. But I've also smoked straight Latakia. And there's a lot of people that will completely just go, oh, straight Latakia. I like it. In fact, a lot of times when I'm ordering from Smoking Pipes, if I'm trying something new, I will type into their tobacco finder and say, must include Latakia and Perique. And whatever's in stock. And then I will tap on the screen. Oh, okay, well, this says it's got it. Let me give it a shot. Yep, there goes my cat, off prowling. He'll be back in a little while. So he can pick the other side of the door again. Oh, well. I guess I missed out. I really got into tobacco for pipes. And by really, I mean like actively trying to get stuff instead of just picking, whatever. I got into it after some of the makers were already loading out for quitting, and suddenly their prices went way up, and I was like, nah. Just making sure nobody else is trying to run a live right now. Oh, and in case everybody's missed this, Larry Blackett has started a YouTube channel. If you haven't met Larry Blackett from Instagram, he's the one that makes the pewter tampers that everybody's on about. I've got one. They're very nice. Definitely worth checking his channel out. And it is Larry Black ETT. So Larry Blackett. Probably pretty easy to find. But nope, nobody in my list of subscriptions is running live right now. So y'all are stuck with me for a while still. Sorry. Everett, I highly recommend not smoking anything that says Captain Black, but that's just me. There's a lot of people, obviously, that like it, or they wouldn't be producing it. Captain Black reminds me of the cigar brand known as Backwoods. And if I never have to smoke another Backwoods, I'm going to be perfectly okay with that. Not trying to convince anybody of anything. Yeah, but you're Air Force, Jim. Come on. Y'all are just one step away from being Department of the Army, like the Marines are Department of the Navy. Don't get me wrong, there's some good ones to try from Captain Black, but every once in a while you end up with that, such as Captain Black Grape. I don't even want to know what it tastes like. A while back, less than 100 years. The Marines are still Department of the Navy, and they've been around since Revolutionary War. Just go ask a Marine how long they've been around. And when you're doing that, ask them what November 11th means to them. I normally wish all of my Marine friends a happy birthday. And then, of course, I miss their actual birthday. And they don't seem to mind. I've had some incense blends. Cigars, we call that acid. I've had some of those. Well, you got to know what you're selling. When I was working at a cigar shop, I was the official shop taster. If everybody was like, ooh, I don't know about this one, they'd always be like, all right, Donald, go ahead, smoke it. Hey, I'd get a free cigar out of it. Well, that might be pretty good. I'm wondering, did they roll it first and then cake it? Or did they cake it first and then roll it? Obviously, I don't have as many people in here chatting as what Chad normally does, so chat seems to lag a little bit. Y'all can pick subjects. We can talk about whatever y'all want to. If we talk about music, it's going to be pretty bland, though, because my knowledge is nowhere near what Chad's is. So, Jim, about this Hefeweizen that you're talking about making, is it going to be a true Hefeweizen, or are you going to filter it, which would make it a Kristallweizen? Yeah, those rope blends actually are pretty good. So it's going to be something pretty close to like an Escudo. Okay. So you're going to make a true Hefeweizen. Nice. Sometimes I do miss working in the cigar shop. There's a lot of people there that I really enjoyed spending my time with throughout the day. But when it all came down to it, I was at a situation where I had to choose my wife or the shop, and that's a pretty easy choice for me to make. Where I was working was literally right across the street from where my wife was working. She would be at work at 7 o'clock in the morning and get off at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The shop would open at 10, but you had to be there at 9 to do all the opening stuff. So I was going to be there anyways. And the guy who was the manager of the shop was like, hey, you're going to be here anyways. I'm running 2 shops. Would you mind opening Monday through Friday? So, of course, I didn't mind. It was great. It was just extra money. No big deal. So I took the job. Turns out I was really good at it. Howdy, Odie. Glad to see you in. I'm smoking an Odie blend in a Chad pipe. That, of course, is the Sutliff bourbon in a Country Gentleman. And I agree with whoever said it earlier that the bowl size on this is really, really nice. It's not huge, but it's not small. Fits in the hand okay. It's only about 3 fingers tall, but you're only going to smoke about 2 fingers total. And it smokes well. And yes, I do understand there is a lot of people out there that really, really do not like cobs. Okay, I understand. But for an everyday smoking pipe, a cob can be a great friend. So, Odie, which bourbon did you find today? For those of you who don't know, Odie probably knows as much about bourbon as a master distiller or one guy who goes by the name of Voodoo Review, who spent some time in some distilleries with a bunch of master distillers. Oh, I'm pretty sure all of us would actually enjoy the Country Gentleman if given the proper shot. I think my next cob, if I'm going to buy one, will be the younger edition, the Cole Younger. So you're saying you picked up the Blantons. Have you fully gotten the word Blantons yet? Each horse has a letter of the name Blantons somewhere on the top of the bottle. And if you put them all together in a line-up, it will be a certain portion of a certain horse that was very famous. And I don't remember if it was him at Churchill Downs, or if it was him at the Preakness, or if it was him at the Belmont. But I believe that they used footage of Secretariat at the Kentucky Derby, which of course is Churchill Downs. Though his final race was the one where he completely destroyed any chance of any horse ever catching up to that record. Well, that's pretty cool, Odie. Odie's claim to fame: shit ton of bourbon and a royal roll cake. I have been to the Preakness, I have been to the Kentucky Derby, and I have been to the Belmont Stakes. Now, I'm going to tell you of all of them. I liked my trip to the Belmont best, but I liked the atmosphere of the Kentucky Derby better than any of it. Oh no, Odie, I'm sure it's not going to take you forever, but getting each individual letter is difficult at best. I know another couple of guys that are trying, and they are working it. So when I went to the Belmont, it was when Smarty Jones had already won the Kentucky Derby and the Preakness. And everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go watch a Triple Crown winner." Didn't happen. But like everybody else, I put $2 on Smarty Jones to win. But I also turned right back around and I dropped $100 on horse number 4, because 4 is my lucky number. And horse number 4 won. That is correct, Boris. It is rare that the cobs end up larger than normal. You have to have just the perfect conditions for that. Well, I will definitely suggest the Country Gentleman line. I always thought it was going to be a little small for me. And the egg type shape, not really my kind of thing, just because I prefer a straight-sided pipe personally. But it's pretty nice. So yeah, horse number 4 came through at 36-1, and for people who do not know about horse racing, when you're at the track and you're betting against the total pool of money that has been bet on whichever horse. So a lot of people were betting all these $2 bets for Smarty Jones to win, and the pool became huge, and most of the rest of the horses nobody was betting on at all, so the pool was very small. So when I bet, I was betting against a huge pool for one horse to win and a very small pool for the other horse to win, so my odds were crazy skewed. And I bet on my lucky number, and it paid off. I had to pay taxes on it. Hey, you're paying taxes on $3,600 that you didn't walk in there with. Damn. Oh, the bad luck. I partied like a rock star for a while. Still saved enough money that I could pay the taxes. It's pretty cool. And no, I did not bet on the number 4 because I thought he was going to win. Really, I just bet because I thought, hey, it's my lucky number. Why not? And the odds are huge. Bring it. And I had $100 I could throw down. No big deal. Now, I will say, as far as my trip to the Kentucky Derby, the party atmosphere is phenomenal. Everybody should do it at least once. But I will say that I took the advice of Jimmy Russell when I got a mint julep. I told him to take all of the stuff that goes into a mint julep, throw it in a trash can, and just pour the bourbon in the glass. That was my version of a mint julep. Drinking bird at a horse racing event. So uncouth. The bartender just laughed and said, "At least somebody likes straight bourbon." Everett, I will tell you right now, the General is great, but that bowl is huge. That's the one you want if you want a really big cup. Now, it stands up tall and it will not sit. And I feel like it takes like a quarter of an ounce of tobacco to fill the damn thing. But if you really want to sit around for a while and smoke and have yourself a drink, that's the one to have. I mean, if you're going to have a cob and you want to sit for a while and just relax and have a good time, highly recommend. Well, nobody has come out and told me that I've got to go do all that stuff yet. Oh, harnesses and the traps, the little two-wheeled buggies. Does not look like anybody's live yet or put up a statement that they're coming live. Yeah, those are pretty fun. They're like sit-down chariots, but they're real super light. It's an axle and a little sling to sit in and some wheels, and you hope you don't get the traces all screwed up. Closest thing I've got to a track anywhere near me is a dog track that's not even used anymore. Not my fault. Actually, it kind of might be some of my fault. I used to go win a couple $100 every time I went. It's pretty easy with dogs. If you know what you're looking at with a dog, you start being able to see the winners when they march them across in front of you. Only time I ever get around horse racing, though, is if that's what's on, if I'm in Vegas or at the casinos in Louisiana. I'll go sit in the sports book area. Take 20 with you, make $2 bets to win on either horses or dogs, and take 20 with you to just buy alcohol. If you consider what it is that you're buying, if you're like me and you're buying bourbon, $40, you can have a marvelous time, be drunk as a skunk, and you might actually win a few, which means you were drinking for free. End of the night, who cares? If you still got money in your pocket, great. If you don't, so what? You were going to spend it anyways. I don't consider that gambling. I consider that just watching entertainment. The general is okay for going on walks if you're going on really, really long walks. If you don't stay steadily puffing on it, though, it'll be 2.5 hours. Odie, you are not crazy. I asked the voices in my head, and they said, you're no crazier than I am, and they said that I'm not crazy, so we're not crazy. Nobody who likes bourbon is crazy. It's just good common sense. What I really need is for Odie to come down here to Texas and go to my neighbor across the street and do her lawn before my live show starts, because that would severely make my day. Her landscaping crew loves to show up right as I'm doing a live show, and they run the loudest equipment on the planet. They've got a leaf blower that's deafening from across the street. You could ask anybody who was here for all of this. I believe Boris was here. He can tell you. Obviously, no muffler on any of that equipment. Okay, there was a muffler on the lawnmower, and there was a muffler on the edger, and maybe one on the weed eater. Odie, I would practically pay just to have it done, just so that she would stop using the guys who she is using. Even the guys who like to roll up and take 5 hours on this street are quieter than her crew. My wife, who works at the back of the house, she could hear them, and they are across the street at the front. Boris, I'm going to say I don't know enough about horse racing to tell you the answer to that. I will say around here, if you say that you're racing and you got the trots, you're hunting the bathroom. In the world of Cincinnati, you're basically saying you're taking the Browns to the Super Bowl and they're coming quick. Come on, Odie, you can laugh about that one. I know that you're smiling a little bit. Okay, well, nobody's coming on live. Damn. I'll try to go for 4. This is gonna suck. So do people in Cincinnati hate people in Cleveland? Is there kind of a Dallas-Houston rivalry thing? Or a Oakland-San Diego rivalry thing? Which I don't know why there's not an Oakland-San Francisco rivalry thing other than the fact that Oakland has San Francisco surrounded. Yeah, I mean, but does anybody really like Pittsburgh, including the people in Pittsburgh? I mean, if you like championships, on the other hand, of course, there's Pittsburgh, and that'd be the Steelers, the Pirates. Of course, the Pirates haven't been much of anything for forever, and the Penguins. Penguins are a pretty good team, normally. But other than that, there's really not much in Pittsburgh that anybody really likes. Oh, and fans of horror movies, they love Pittsburgh because that's where the house that Buffalo Bill was living in for the movie Silence of the Lambs. Boris, it's really not all that bad. Quite literally, it's not that bad. The Warriors went across a little bitty body of water that doesn't take much to get across. Because the stadium was horrible in Oakland. The Raiders went to Las Vegas because the stadium was horrible in Oakland. What do they got left? The Athletics, who are playing in the same stadium the Raiders were playing in, which is horrible. And as soon as they get a deal to move somewhere, they will. You can't tear anything down unless nobody's using it in Oakland. The only way they're going to get their teams back is to let them move out, flatten the stadiums, and rebuild them. And being that they're like side by side, do it all at once. At least that's the way I see it. It does smoke for a very good long time. Nowhere near as long as that cigar smoked. And I could have stretched that for another 30 minutes. Howdy, Todd. How you doing today? Yeah. Well, San Francisco built a stadium, and it was sitting there empty. It's not like Oakland's saying that they've lost them permanently. They're just renting their teams out to other cities for a little while. It's not exactly like the Raiders have always been in Oakland. I mean, they did win a Super Bowl while they were the Los Angeles Raiders. Still the only team to win Super Bowls from two different locations. Just saying. Well, that worked out well. It's empty. I am not going to smoke another one right now, anyways. And that's been a while back too, Boris. You know, they moved back to Oakland, and now they've moved to Los Angeles. What, you hate it when a bowl gets empty? I'm not worried about it being empty. I'm more worried about what I've got to do to fill it back up. I got to be ready to smoke again before I fill it back up. But between that cigar and that bowl, I'm pretty well smoked out for right now. Well, I've been on here for a little over 3 hours. I'm out of fluid. I've talked about damn near everything. Not really truly everything. We never did just talk about brain surgery, and that's fine. I'm no brain surgeon. And if it sounds like I'm trying to get the heck out of here, it's probably because I am. Mostly because I said, yes, I would do 3 hours and hope that somebody else would kick on and do the last hour of Chad's show. It doesn't look like that's all going to happen, and that's kind of a kick in the teeth for y'all, and I'm sorry about that, but again, I gotta eat and I gotta get food for the family. So between that and other kind of chores, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I want y'all to remember, take care of yourselves and each other as best you can. Remember, yourself is probably the most important part of that equation. You can't help anybody if you aren't helpable. As always, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon, probably on Martin's show. Take care, y'all. I'll see you. Bye now.